In today's video, we're talking about the Bagdad Yarnell Justice Court. The Bagdad Yarnell Justice Court is a misdemeanor court. It's here in Yavapai County in Arizona. We see a lot of people charged with crimes out of this court, so today we're going to tell you a little bit more about it. We'll tell you about the jurisdiction of the court, that is, the geographic area over which this court has control. We'll tell you about the prosecutors who are in charge of representing the government in these types of cases if you're charged with a crime. We'll tell you a little bit more about the judge himself, a brand new judge. So let's dive into it. As I mentioned, when we're talking about the court's jurisdiction, we're talking about literally the physical area over which this court has control. What area of land does this court have power over? And when we're talking about Bagdad Yarnell, it looks like this. So you can see here some of the boundaries of this court. The major areas that we want to focus on are going to be highlighted there in purple. You can see some of the major freeways that are passing through this court's jurisdiction. The 93 is going to be the big one. The 93 freeway and the 89 are going to be the major thoroughfares that go through the Bagdad Yarnell court. The 93 takes people up from Phoenix up. You're going to travel that way up into northwest Arizona to go to places like Las Vegas or Kingman, and then the 89 is going to connect some parts of Arizona over to Prescott Valley. So a lot of people are passing through that area. It's patrolled predominantly by the Department of Public Safety. You'll see some sheriff's officers there from time to time as well, but DPS is the predominant agency that patrols all of the freeways throughout Arizona Department of Public Safety. They have a lot of volume in this area, and so we see a lot of people charged with traffic-related offenses, things like criminal speeding, things like reckless driving. We do see some DUIs and those types of charges, and then on occasion we'll see commercial trucking violations. They're called CDL violations, which are also very serious offenses in Arizona. So if you're stopped, cited, or arrested for one of those things, what happens next? It's going to go over to the Yavapai County Attorney's Office. Those are going to be the prosecutors who are in charge of representing the government. They take the case that's charged by the police officer, and they are the ones who are representing the government actually in court. The officers, they typically do not go to court unless there's some sort of a substantive evidentiary hearing or unless the case is set for trial. We're mostly dealing with the prosecutors. When we're talking about Yavapai, it's one of the bigger jurisdictions in Arizona. It includes places like Prescott and Mayer and those areas. And so it's going to be more policy-based, meaning it's not like a small-town prosecutor's office where you just go in and talk to the guy or the gal and say, hey, this is my first offense and I'd like to get it reduced. Can you work with me on that? It's not how that works when you're dealing with a county agency, a big area that covers a lot of different courts. They set policies, and it's important you understand this because if you try to go in and resolve it on your own, you may find a little bit more kind of stubbornness on behalf of the prosecutor. You may think that this should be very easy to resolve because it's your first offense, when in reality, prosecutor's just going to look at their policies and just say, hey, we can't negotiate with you because this is our policy. It's set at the top by the main county attorney, which is an elected position, and it trickles down into the other different justice courts. And so it can be difficult for you to negotiate with them unless you give them a good substantive reasons to deviate, to break that policy. And that's, of course, where we come into play. So if you are charged with one of these offenses, you're going to be dealing with them pretty regularly. You're also going to be dealing with the judge, Judge Dennis Dowling, brand new judge, just got elected in 2019 or appointed in 2019. So we don't know a whole lot about him. We've had a couple cases in front of him. We've had some good resolutions. So we're optimistic that he's going to be fair and impartial and not lean towards the government too much. We've kind of heard some rumblings from the prosecutor's office that they have some gripes about this court, which is not a bad thing if you're a defense attorney. If the prosecutors love the judge, you're going to be in trouble. If the prosecutors don't have an opinion or they're kind of leaning against that judge, it's typically in our favor because usually prosecutors are used to having a kind of a buddy-buddy relationship with a lot of the judges. They're in there more frequently. They are sort of paid by the same county, by the same people. So there's a lot of kind of overlap there between prosecutors and judges. So there's supposed to be a little bit more separation. And when we can see that, when we can see the prosecutors say, hey, we're not getting our way with this judge, that's a good thing. So we're excited about working out of this particular court. As I said, we see a lot of people pass through here. If you or somebody that you know or love has been cited with an offense out of Bagdad Yarnell, give our office a call. We spend a lot of time here. We deal with Yavapai County a lot. We're very much looking forward to working with this judge as well. So we'd be happy to talk to you. We offer free case evaluations. We'll have you come into our office if you're local. If not, we can do it by phone. but we'll talk about what happened in your specific case. But more importantly, we'll make sure that you have a plan after the end of our consultation so that you know what you need to do to make sure that this all goes away and it's not following you around forever. So as I said, absolutely free case evaluations. You have literally nothing to lose. Give us a call. We look forward to speaking with you soon, and thanks for watching.